The first time I saw my own face on that website, I laughed. It wasn't me, of course. I had never taken those photos, never spoken those words. But within days, that fake version of me destroyed my job, my relationships, and everything I thought was safe. My name is Alina. I'm 28 years old, and I used to be a language teacher in Helsinki. I was not famous. Not even popular on social media. I had about 800 followers on Instagram. Most of them were my students, some friends, and a few people I met during my study trips years ago. My life was simple. Maybe boring for some people. But for me, it felt safe. It felt warm. I lived alone in a small apartment on the top floor of an old building. It had wooden floors and big windows that let in a lot of light in the summer, but made the room very cold in the winter. I had many plants. Too many, honestly. Some were green and healthy, others were always a little sad-looking. I talked to them sometimes. It made me feel less alone. And I had Tofu, my cat. A little white cat with big yellow eyes. He liked to sleep on my stomach when I lay on the couch, and he always meowed when I came home, like he missed me. I used to laugh and say, "You're the only man who waits for me." Every morning, I drank black coffee in a blue mug with a tiny chip on the edge. I would sit by the window, hold the warm cup in both hands, and look outside. The street was quiet. A bakery across the road. A woman walking her dog. Nothing special. But it was mine. My peaceful life. My job was also something I loved. I taught English to adults. Some were immigrants. Some wanted to work abroad. Some just wanted to feel more confident. I liked seeing their faces light up when they understood a new word. I felt proud when they used English to talk about their dreams. It made me feel useful. It made me feel needed. But everything changed with one message. It came on a normal afternoon. I had just made tea and was sitting on the floor, playing with Tofu's tail. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Matteo, one of my old students. "Alina, is this real?" There was a video attached. I didn't think much. I just clicked it. And then I saw myself. I was sitting in a nice room I had never seen before. Wearing a pink blouse I didn't own. My hair looked perfect. My smile was wide. And I was talking. Looking into the camera like I always did in my lessons. "Hi, I'm Alina. I've discovered a new investment method that helped me earn $45,000 in a week. You can too. Click the link below." I laughed. At first, it just seemed funny. Silly, even. But then I watched again. And again. And each time, something inside me got colder. The way she blinked, like I do. The little nod of the head. Even the way her mouth moved when she said method. It was all me. Too much like me. But I never made that video. I never said those words. My hand started shaking. I could feel my heartbeat in my ears. I quickly typed back. That's not me. It's fake. Someone used AI. But it didn't stop there. More messages came. From more people. A student from last year. My cousin in Germany. Even my ex-boyfriend. Some people were confused. Some were angry. Why would you scam people, Alina? Are you really that desperate? Wow. Unbelievable. I sat there, staring at my phone. Tofu jumped into my lap, but I didn't move. And then, my phone rang. It was my boss. My heart dropped. I knew this was just the beginning. Sari had always been kind to me. She gave me my first real teaching job. I still remember the day she smiled at me and said, "You'll do well here." Her voice was always warm, like sunlight through a window. But that morning, her voice was different. Colder. Distant. She called me early. I was still in my pajamas, holding my cup of tea with both hands. My cat Tofu sat next to me, his small body warm against my leg. Outside, the sky was gray. A soft wind moved the tree outside my window. "Alina," she said. "We received some complaints. A few of your students were tricked. They say you sent them that video, personally." I froze. My fingers tightened around the cup. "Sorry, it wasn't me," I said quickly, my voice shaking. "It's fake. Someone used my face, and my voice. I swear, I would never do that." There was silence. Then, softly, she said, "I believe you, Alina. But the school's reputation, we can't ignore this. We'll have to suspend you until it's sorted out." Suspend me? Just like that? I didn't say anything. I just sat on the couch. Tofu looked up at me and blinked slowly, like he didn't understand. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept searching online, reading about deepfakes, voice cloning, and stolen faces. It was all too much. Too strange. Too scary. Someone had picked my face. Why me? Why now? I didn't have the answer. Only fear. Maybe. I should have known this could happen. Maybe I gave too much of myself to the internet. During the pandemic, when the world felt small and quiet, I started posting videos online. Mini English lessons. Short grammar tips. Funny expressions. Easy pronunciation tricks with slow, clear speaking. I filmed them in my kitchen or near the window, where the light was soft and warm. Sometimes, Tofu would walk across the screen, and my students would laugh in the comments. They said my smile made them feel calm. That my voice helped them understand English better. Back then, it felt good. It felt like I was helping. Like I was not alone. My therapist once said I had a rescuer complex. That I always wanted to fix people. Maybe she was right. But I never told her everything. I didn't tell her how lonely I felt. How empty the apartment felt after Lori left. We were together for 5 years. We were engaged. I had already bought a dress. He said, "I'm not ready for forever." And 2 days before my birthday, he moved out. I didn't cry in front of anyone. I just kept working. Teaching. Smiling in my videos. Because helping others made me feel needed again. Made me feel real. But now, that part of me, my videos, my voice, my smile, was being used to hurt people. To trick them. To lie. And the worst part? They believed it was really me. The next day, my best friend, Mila, came to see me. She didn't say much at first. She just hugged me. A long, quiet hug. Then she took off her coat and sat on the floor beside me. She brought warm pastries in a paper bag, my favorite kind with apple and cinnamon. The sweet smell filled the room, but I couldn't eat. My stomach felt too tight. I cried while she held my hand. "It's not your fault," she said softly. "You didn't do anything wrong." She said it again. And again. Like a soft song. Like she wanted me to believe it. "But they think it is, Mila," I whispered. "My students, they think I betrayed them. They won't forever. The truth will come out," she said. But in my heart, I wasn't sure. The truth moves slowly. But fake news, fake videos, they run fast. That week, everything got worse. The video of me, the fake me, was shared on TikTok. Someone added music. Someone added text. They turned it into an ad. Then uploaded it to more websites. And soon, there were hundreds of comments. "Scam artist. I trusted you." Another influencer snake. I made a video too. A real one. No makeup. Eyes red from crying. Voice soft and broken. I said, "This isn't me. Please believe me." But even then, people didn't. Some wrote, "Now she's pretending. Too late. Liar." I stopped answering messages. I deleted Instagram. I stopped going outside. I felt ashamed. Like I had done something wrong, even when I hadn't. And the worst part? I was scared people would see me on the street, and only see her. The fake Alina. Not the real one. Not me. One evening, I sat by the window, holding a blanket around my shoulders. The sky outside was turning dark blue. The street lights blinked on, one by one. Tofu was sleeping beside me, his small body warm against my side. I felt cold, but not from the weather. Suddenly, I remembered something from my childhood. I was maybe 9 years old. My class had a school play. I was so excited. I had practiced my lines for weeks. I wore a little green costume and had a small part. But I didn't care. I just wanted my dad to see me. He promised he would come. I looked for him in the crowd that day. I kept looking. But he never showed up. Later, when I asked him why, he just said, "Alina, I was working. I didn't mean to hurt you." I didn't cry. I just smiled and said, "It's okay." But it wasn't okay. Inside, something felt broken. Like a piece of me went missing. Like I was invisible. And now, all these years later, I felt that same feeling again. Invisible. Forgotten. Even when my face was everywhere. Then, 1 week later, I got an email. The subject line said, "Apology." It was from a man named Alexei. He said he was an AI developer in Poland. He told me he was paid to create fake videos using public faces. He chose mine. It was just a job, he wrote. I didn't think it would hurt anyone. I sat there, frozen. He didn't know me. He didn't care. I replied, "You stole my life. And you didn't even ask." He never wrote back. Not even one word. One morning, I stood in front of the mirror. The bathroom was quiet. The light was soft and pale. Outside, I could hear the faint sound of a car passing by. I looked at my reflection. I hadn't worn makeup in weeks. My hair was tied up loosely. My eyes had dark circles. My lips were dry and a little cracked. I touched my cheek. My skin felt cold. But I was still here. Still me. And in that moment, I remembered something important. I still had a voice. Even if they stole my face, they could not steal my voice. My truth. That day, I made a decision. No more hiding. No more silence. I made a cup of tea, sat at my desk, and opened my laptop. My hands were shaking, but I kept going. First, I contacted a cybersecurity lawyer. I told him everything. He listened carefully and helped me report the scam to the authorities. Then, I joined online forums, places where other women like me shared their pain. Women whose faces had been stolen and turned into lies. I was not alone. I started reading. Learning about AI. About digital safety. About my rights. And slowly, I started speaking again. I made a new video, not to explain myself, but to educate others. To warn them. To connect. I sat in front of my camera. No filters. No background music. I looked into the lens and said softly, "My name is Alina." My face was used in a scam. I didn't do anything, but I still lost everything. This time, the comments were different. "Thank you for sharing this. You're so brave. This happened to my friend too." No one believed her. "We need to talk more about this." Weeks passed. One day, my old boss, called me again. Her voice was gentle. "Alina, we believe you now. We're so sorry. We'd love to have you back." I smiled. A small, quiet smile. But I wasn't ready. Not yet. Instead, I took a new path. I began working with an organization that helps people protect their digital identities. I gave talks to other women, especially teachers and creators, about AI safety, online risks, and how to stay protected. It wasn't the life I had planned. But maybe, it was the life I was meant to live. Sometimes, late at night, I still search my name. I still see her, the fake Alina. But now, I don't feel invisible anymore. Because I'm telling my story. Because I'm still here. Because I'm real. And she isn't. Some people will always believe the lie. They will choose to see the fake story, not the real one. At first, that hurt me deeply. I wanted everyone to understand. But slowly, I learned something important. Healing begins when you stop waiting for others to believe you. It starts when you find your own voice again. Even if someone stole it once, your voice is still inside you. It is still yours. And no one can take it away forever. If this story touched you, even just a little, please like, share, or leave a comment. Let's remind each other that even when the world steals your face, it can't take your soul. Before you go, please tell me in the comments, where are you listening from? I'd really love to know.